Several prominent black female politicians have recently been indicted or are under investigation. State Attorney General James of New York is the most recent, and she is being criminally investigated primarily because of her attack on President Trump, which seems to have backfired. James is the most recent black female politician facing white backlash. The former State Attorney General Mosby of Maryland and Mayor Cantrell of New Orleans were confronted with a similar reality. Unfortunately, the former New Orleans mayor's fate has yet to be determined. Some may ask, why is this happening to so many black female politicians? We must briefly look back into history to answer this question. Americans in general suffer from historical amnesia, and black people in particular have been forced to abandon or ignore their history. So we should not be surprised to see what is happening to black female politicians. This is just the beginning of what's to come, and the same consequences always follow those who abandon their history for material gain. History shows us that the white power structure in the United States has had a unique and howbeit strange relationship with black women. Black people in general were the property of white men for several centuries, and the courts decided they were 3/5 of a person, and therefore not fully human. As long as they remained quiet, seen, but not heard, they would stay alive and not suffer the agonizing fate of their men and sons. The black American female's relationship with the white power structure has always been pervaded. Her value was determined by how much pleasure she could provide to the white men on the plantation. The structure of this relationship has not changed in 400 years. They are still used, especially by unethical white liberals, to gain access to the community, and after being shamefully compromised, then discarded like an overused piece of cheap cloth. The late Harvard professor and attorney Derek Bell said that black women are the secret to our black salvation. Unfortunately, the white establishment knows of their value and uses them to represent their interests. Once co-opted by the same forces that dehumanized their ancestors, they cease becoming our salvation's secret and now work at the behest of our natural enemies. Why is this happening now to black women? The black male was once feared by the white power establishment. So few are feared today because the white establishment has co-opted many and no longer needs to directly engage black males. Instead, they use compromised black male and female political lapdogs to oppress their own people. The white establishment is no longer fighting against the black community, at least not directly. They use the black men and women they control to oppress their own people. For example, Barack Obama was a pawn of the white power structure who brought no value to the black community. The black permanent underclass remained in a state of learned helplessness, and his presence did not impact their depravity. The black female is less feared by the power structure. She is more amenable and can easily be trained to follow orders. At least that is what those at the top of this white supremacy hierarchy believe. The misuse of intelligent black women by white supremacists is indeed a complex phenomenon. Even the white feminist movement must now be viewed as an arm of white supremacy that was used to deceive millions of black women. White female liberation has nothing in common with the issues facing black women in their communities. However, black women were deceived into believing they were facing the same struggle as their white counterparts. This miscalculation had severe consequences from which the community will not recover without a global catastrophic event that resets the markets. The recent layoff or firings of over 300,000 black women, primarily in government jobs, is a sign of what's to come. Black women are the most degreed demographic in the United States. However, this does not mean they are the most educated, which is why they are so easily manipulated, especially by unethical white liberals. This also partially explains why they are given preference over black males. Again, this is indeed a complex phenomenon, and the subject is multi-layered. The indictments against black political females must be reanalyzed. It is not that they are criminogenic or somehow more prone to crime than white women. Not at all. What is happening to black women is predictable. It follows the historical pattern of many oppressed groups, and especially those who reject males, especially independent black men not beholden to the white elite. Very soon, The black female politician and the career women in general will first be replaced by white men. Thereafter, a few black men who self-censor and follow the dictates of the male power establishment may be given a few lapdog roles, something akin to Democrat House Speaker Jeffries. The black female politician has served her lapdog role, and now it is time to cast her aside. Like most, she was deceived into believing that patriarchy had died. The white power structure has never abandoned its preference for patriarch, even in those European countries that use white women as figureheads. There are no women who possess real power anywhere on Earth.